Shalom. I'd like to begin first and foremost by saying Barakatah, Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahweh Shai, Ba'asham, Rakah, Kadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone. Salutations to the sincere Akiam, pushing this truth in all due diligence and sincerity. The United States government, under this devil Trump, is getting ready to invade Venezuela as part of Esau Edom's devilish tactics under the guise of democracy, because they want to get the natural resources of Jake, but currently based in South America in Venezuela. Maduro is the genuine democratically elected president of Venezuela, although democracy is all bullshit anyway. But America is trying to insert their puppet leader, Guaido, and have been trying so for the longest. They've been refusing. The West has been refusing to give Venezuela their gold. They've been threatening the life of the president. They've been spreading false narratives. They've been attempting coups, assassination attempts, all sorts of fuckery. But that is just true to the nature of this devil, because he's trying to portray himself as the angel of light, doing good for the people of Venezuela, trying to push a narrative that they're being oppressed, when in actuality, Maduro is the president of the people and the people love him. But that's the nature of the devil. When he's trying to get into your territory, trying to steal from you, he'll try and make the people believe that you're the evil and he's the good. That's the narrative that this devil was pushed for the longest. But you see, we see straight through that smoke screen. This is John 10:10. The thief cometh not but for to steal and to kill and to destroy. That is the purpose of the devil, the physical incarnation. Also, so-called white people, man, these Edomite devils that look you up and down like they're better than you. In actuality, they're the corrupt thieves and robbers upon the face of the planet Earth that have got all of their riches by deceit. Yeah, they come not but for to steal and to kill and to destroy, and that's exactly what they've done throughout the entirety of the earth. Whether it's these American devils, the settlers that killed off our brothers, the Gad, Reuben, and Issachar, whether it's the British and the Dutch and the Portuguese and the French and the Italian devils, the etc., that came down to the west coast of Africa where Jake were dwelling and caused all sorts of mischief. The thief cometh not but for to steal and to kill and to destroy. I am come that they might have life and that they might have it more abundantly. Yahweh doctrine is ultimately salvation for Israel, but ultimately, first and foremost, the elect. That's what we're out here to push, the elect being delivered from this hell, and the elect getting judgment, man, upon our enemies. Revelations 1 and sorry, just a second. Sorry, Revelations 13, apologies, just a second. It reads, if any man, Revelations 13:9, if any man have an ear to hear, let him hear. Understanding, right? He that leadeth into captivity, so slavery, shall go into captivity. He that basically puts a man in slavery shall go into slavery. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. Now, you got levels to slavery. In Israel, you had indentured servants. When you know, in the west coast of Africa, you got quote unquote house helps. That concept is not a new thing. However, captivity right here goes into what Esau Edom had us under: hardcore slavery, bondage, man, against our will. Yeah. Hey, his destiny is that he's also going to experience that. Isaiah 14:21 prepares slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their forefathers. Spiritually, they are their forefathers anyway, so they will pay. But it's written that they do not rise nor possess the land nor fill the face of the world with cities. I'll read this again, Revelations 13 and 10. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints, meaning that is the earnest hope of the elect, the hopeful elect of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, that these devils go into captivity and be totally decimated and destroyed, because we understand through the breakdowns of these scriptures that they are the reason, man, that ultimately speaking, we have been going through all of this fuckery. Esau Edom, man, at the end of the day has been a thorn in our side for eternity, man. Going back to Cain and Abel, man. He was that wicked spirit in Cain, man, that had that mark of judgment placed against him by Yahweh, that came back, man, in times to come as Esau Edom, in more recent times, but still ancient, like as Esau Edom. And he ain't changed. That spirit, that demonic spirit is still in him. That spirit of trying to pretend to be, on the side of justice, that spirit of trying to play that pseudo righteous type of vibration. Donald Trump will get up on stage and give you smooth speeches and tell you that he he cares for Christians dying in Nigeria, and he cares about ending the war in Palestine, and he wants to see Ukraine and Russia finally make a peace deal. All they give a fuck about is enriching their pockets, man. And we're not ignorant of Satan's devices like these people are. So we see exactly what these devils are doing, and it's all leading to that chip. 2 Thessalonians 2 verse 3. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except to come a falling away first. So the day of salvation was always going to come, but there had to be a falling away where Jake really lost themselves. Even the Jake in Jerusalem, Judah, Benjamin, and Levi that understood that they were Israel, except the come a falling away first. And that man of sin, the son of perdition, the devil, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition, and basically Esau Edom getting revealed as the wicked, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called Yahweh, Hashem Yahweh, that is worshipped, so that he has the Most High, sitteth in the temple of the Most High, showing himself that he is the Most High. Yeah, this devil has got a fucking God complex, man. He believes that the whole world can't operate without him. That's why, to this day, meddling in everybody's business. They got their own country that they're fucking up, that they stole from the Native Americans. They've got Britain that they stole from Jake anyway. All of the wealth here all of the wealth here in the UK belongs to the Israelites, man, and the different regions in which we settled. Diamonds from Sierra Leone, gold from Ghana, resources from the south of America where Jake are at. But guess what? These devils ultimately will try and say that they're going into these nations to liberate people, to bring democracy. That, like, recently, that orange devil Trump pushed out a narrative talking about how America signed the deal with Congo. Ultimately they're gonna piece off the puppet leaders that they placed in the Congo. A number of their companies are gonna move there, and the people are gonna be even more impoverished and fucked up. This is the nature of the devil, man. And then we're reading his platform here, The Guardian. Diplomatic pressure on Nicolas Maduro has grown after the US interdicted a dark fleet tanker off the coast of Venezuela, in a move that has been interpreted as an escalation of the Trump administration's pressure on the South American dictator. They're calling him a dictator. They did the same to Gaddafi, man. When in Libya, he had a system whereby everyone got free schooling and a house. Come on, bro. Like, but they're calling him a dictator. Don't trust these devils. This is that left-right paradigm. White House Press Secretary Caroline Levitt on Thursday said that the U.S. will take the seized oil tanker, the skipper, to a U.S. port one day after military law enforcement boarded it off the coast of Venezuela. So they seized a tanker from Venezuela, and they basically said, yeah, because we don't identify Guaido as a legitimate president, we're just taking the oil. This is the nature of the fucking devil. You think they're gonna have it there, store it until they get their guy on the presidential seat? No, they're gonna take that, and they've looted straight up from the Venezuelans, man. And they're going to be using the goods that they've stolen. This is why this devil needs to go, because he'll he'll give you sweet words. He'll try and twist it like he's. Listen, man, I'm telling you, this is why we can't wait, man, to execute judgment upon these devils. And I'm telling you, like Apostle Zahar said, when the Most High brings that judgment, man, telling you, he's gonna have to bring Edomites from outer space, because when we get our hands on these devils, Malachi 1 and 4. Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. And how are they going to build the desolate places? Because they ain't got no source. They ain't got no creativity. They ain't got no resources in themselves. But they'll do it by stealing other people's resources and using it to enrich themselves. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord Yahweh have indignation forever. In this time that we're living in, we know exactly who the Edomites are, man. You so-called white people, your agents are failing you. Vocab Malone is a failed experiment, man. Take him back to the factory you produced him in and get somebody better. We know that you devils, man, at the end of the day, have an agenda. Your agenda is to literally continue this massive wealth transfer that you've had the world under for the longest, and ultimately, man, have people eating off your eating off your palm, man, for the scraps that remain. But hey, the Lord Yahweh Shai has got his men, man. You're out there troubling the Venezuelans now, but the Venezuelans are Israelites, man, and they're gonna have their time over you, but they're gonna have an opportunity in the time to come to bring judgment upon you. First, the 12,000 out each tribe, including the Northern Kingdom tribes that you continue to fuck with, trying to deport Jake through these ice raids that you're deploying, Trump. But ultimately, man, the time's gonna come where every single one of you Edomites, including the Russians also, excluding the ones that are Jake, are going to be put in, and the elect at that, are going to be put in hardcore slavery, man. Because ultimately, Russia's definitely going in there in Venezuela, because they know that having access to that oil is going to support their war effort. They know a war effort with Russia is coming, man. And at the end of the day, Trump is trying to get his nation ready, but Maduro ain't trying to play ball with him. So they're trying to establish their puppet leader, man, so that they can continue to expand their filthy enterprise. But the Lord Yahweh Shai is going to bring these devils down. The Lord ain't going to allow these devils to succeed, man. When they're about to fill their belly, the Lord Yahweh Shai is going to strike them through, man. Listen. It's interesting because let's look at this. A Kremlin readout of the call said Putin called Maduro to express solidarity with the Venezuelan people and to continue to build on the economic and energy cooperation, which includes oil ventures in the Caribbean Sea. Russia's behind Venezuela, man. The Russian President Vladimir Putin called Maduro on Thursday after the rare seizure to reaffirm Russia's support of the current Venezuelan government. So Russia identifies the correctly elected Maduro, man, whereas America is trying to put their puppet in there, man. All pseudo wars, man, cold wars. Russia's support of the current Venezuelan government, despite calls from the Trump administration, other countries in the region, and Venezuelan opposition leader Maria Corina Machado, for him to step down. And this is another one now. So they got another one, a woman this time, Maria. Beforehand, there was a guy called Guaido that failed. And so they got a new woman called Maria Corina Machado. And they'll get sellouts of the people. Well, sellouts and wicked Jake in the ancient world, and they'll definitely be here now. But it just goes to show you that this devil will stop at nothing. And then through publications like the Guardian, like we're going through now, they'll paint a picture like Maduro's evil, you know. He's tormenting his people. He's putting them through torture, and the simple Westerners will read that. The simple men in the army will look at that and say, "Yeah, America's a great nation. I'll die for my country. I'll go there and get the Maduro." And they'll send the army in there. Those peons will go and commit murders on behalf of these Edomite devils that rule over them. Come back and not even have a house to live in, but. But the weapons and the army industrial complex is a machine that continues to churn money, man. Maduro and his people are going to have judgment, man, eventually on Esau Edom. Every single Israelite, man, is going to experience what it's like to bring vengeance, man, upon these devils. And they're going to get Obadiah 18, man. The time's coming where we're not going to see Trump putting pressure on the people of Venezuela, stealing their tankers, stealing their goods, and refusing to give it back. The Bank of England refusing to give Venezuela back their gold. There's going to come a point in time where you're not going to see situations like Trump talking about, yeah, those Nigerian savages, we need to, which is Judah, we need to go over there and fix that. You're not going to have situations where these Edomites can raise their hand up and feel like they're important. They're about to get revealed for the pure-blooded devils that they are, man. And it's all thanks to the Lord Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashim Kakadosh, for giving us this understanding, for giving us the courage to push this word. And Yahweh Ba'ashim Shai, as our Lord willing, we be members of that elect. Amen. May we, Lord willing, be delivered from this filthy hell. Shalom, Akim. No matter what these devils do, we're going to win, man. Not as Venezuelans or Ghanaians or Nigerians, but as Israelites. Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Simeon, Naphtali, etc. The time's come, man. And the Lord's going to defend his men. Shalom.